Hello mamas to be, welcome to my channel, the best place to practice yoga both on and off your mat for your body, mind, and soul. Today's class is a prenatal yoga practice. It's designed for your third trimester, which I'm currently in at 32 weeks. However, it's definitely one that you could do and use and have in your toolkit throughout your entire pregnancy journey. Now I've got a lot of props around me, so let me chat about them with you. The one prop you will absolutely need is some type of ledge. I'll be using the edge of this folding chair. You could use a coffee table, the ledge of a sofa, the back of a sofa, or even a countertop if that's what you have nearby. So you need some kind of ledge. Then I would love for you to also have blocks, a blanket, something to add a little bit more support, and a bolster. That is all highly recommended, not required. So gather all the yoga tools that you do have. Please subscribe to the channel to support at-home free yoga, and let's begin this prenatal yoga practice together. All right, mamas, please bring yourself into a comfortable upright seated posture. I'm on the edge of a bolster, invitation to prop yourself up with whatever tools you have available. Once you get there, roots down, let the entire lower body support you, provide some strength, structure, and stability, and really find that center point to balance on. So notice we often tend to tip forward, or some of us slouch backwards. See if you can rock the pelvis and find that central axis. Once you get there, really send the roots down, lift up through the side body, expand and broaden through the chest, lift up through the back of the neck. You can rest the hands, one hand on belly, one hand on heart. Close down those eyes and take a moment to connect. Connect with yourself, connect with this baby that you're fostering and growing and providing for. Checking in. How are you currently feeling? What are the qualities that would describe your states of being? Physical, emotional, energetic, mental. So take these next few breaths to anchor yourself in the now, here now moment with me and check in. How am I? How am I doing today? No right, wrong, good or bad. Neutral observation as we sit here and breathe, connecting with baby, connecting with body, connecting with ourselves. Last few breaths here, really allowing yourself to transition from whatever it is you were doing or will be doing, and allowing yourself to be fully present with yourself and your body and baby for today's practice. Last breath. Give me a sigh on the exhale. Beautiful. We have arrived. Open those eyes. Extend the arms straight out and make fists with your hands. We'll hold here for 10 breaths. Feel free to close your eyes. Really lean into the steadiness of your inhale and exhale. Relax the shoulders. Allow them to empty onto the back. Sitting up nice and tall here. Arms are straight, active. Again, breathing to help us work through any sensations that are bubbling to the surface. 5 more breaths. Relax the shoulders. Sit up nice and tall. Arms are straight. Last 2. Last 1. And now circle the wrists in one direction 5 times. That feels great. And go the other way, 5 rotations. And release the hands down. Switch up the cross of your legs, whichever one's forward, bring it back. And again, extend the arms straight out. Fists with the hands. Reclaim that tall, regal posture. And 10 breaths here with me. Holding our arms out for an extended period of time, I find is a great way to build our mental, emotional, and physical capacity to work through discomfort and really tap into the power of our breath. And our breath is going to be crucial, right, as we transition into labor. And as a first-time mama, I'm definitely going to be leaning into the power of my breath to really support me throughout that process. 4 more complete inhalations and exhalations here. Last one. And start to make those wrist rolls, 5 directions, 5 rolls in one direction, and 5 the other way. Last 2 and 1. Let that go. All right, coming on to hands and knees for what's called forearm hammock rocks. You can place any props you have off to the side for a moment. And we're coming down onto our forearms, clasping the hands here. Make sure that you've got a nice triangular-like shape to support you. Knees are hip width distance. And the purpose of this movement, it will be a hammock rock moving forward on the inhale, back on the exhale. It's to really soothe the spine, soothe the back, as well as soothe baby with our movements. Also sync our movement with the breath. And I want you to think on the inhale, when you come forward, can you find some length from tailbone to the crown? And on the back, when we move to the back, can you hug baby up towards the spine? All right. So neutral position here. Let's start rocking. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Keep moving like this. Move at your own pace with the rhythm and cadence of your own breath. So when your inhale reaches the top, then move through your exhale. And when you reach the bottom of the exhale, again, inhale forward. And actually the whole time that you move, see if you can keep baby close towards the belly. So providing core support here. Halfway there, 10 more. Last 5. Nice and slow. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Release the hands, come onto the palms, and walk the hips back to sit over the heels for a moment. Pause, process. Notice the shift in your state of being already. And then we want to find that ledge. So I'm going to be using the folding chair here with a blanket over it for some extra support. And again, you can use the ledge of anything that you have available to you. Knees are going to be hip width distance, and we're coming into a heart opener, a nice upper back chest opener. So elbows will come onto whatever ledge you're using, okay? And then walk the head back so that the ears are in line with the biceps. Hands are going to go straight up. You can interlace them, do whatever's comfortable here, and you might need to reposition yourself a bit. Again, ears in line with the biceps. And we want to think, while we are letting the chest melt here, we still want to hug baby up. So hug baby up towards belly, towards spine, and then let the upper back melt. We're here for 20 breaths. Start breathing. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Each exhale breath, we want to think baby pulls towards the spine here, while the upper back softens and more space or freedom has been created. Again, notice the intensity of sensation if you have not been focusing on this area of the body. For me, this is quite intense. I have not been doing upper body chest opening like this throughout my pregnancy. So really push down through the forearms and the elbows. Lift up with the core, so lift baby towards spine, and then see if you can maintain that and let the upper back drop. Last 5. Last breath here. Now push down through your arms, lift up through your core, lift your head, release the hands, unwind yourself, but keep the core active as you push up. And again, sit the hips back over the heels, take a moment, maybe roll the shoulders around. As I shared, that was pretty intense for me over here. Lots of steady, focused breathing. And roll the shoulders the other way. Beautiful. If you've got a chair like me, let's move it off to the side, please. And we're coming into Utkatasana chair pose. Yay, our favorite. So feet are going to be wider than hip width distance so that we can accommodate our growing bellies. If you're earlier on in your pregnancy, you might not need to do that yet, in which case you can have your feet hip width distance or even closer if you like a different foot variation. However, my belly's quite large, so I'll be taking that wider stance. Root down through the feet here. Really feel the strength of your legs. We're gonna hold Utkatasana chair pose for 2 rounds of 10 breaths. Again, really building our capacity to work through discomfort and train and strengthen our physical, emotional, and mental bodies. So when we transition into labor and motherhood, we have these tools here to support us. Alrighty, so wide-legged chair pose. On an inhale breath, bend those knees, really send the energy down through the heels. It's not how low we can go, it's how far back we can sit. Shins are energetically pressing back, thighs are dropping down, and then inhale the arms high. Arms are straight. Chest is broad. We're sitting back in our seat. Baby is lifting towards the spine here. 7 more breaths. Last breath. Inhale, push down through the heels, lift up, release the hands, close the eyes, 1 hand to belly, 1 hand to heart, check in. We're gonna do that again and actually add on 5 more breaths, so 15 total. Feel free to take a break at any time here. All right, hands down by your sides. On an inhale, bend those knees, sit back in the heels, send the sitting bones back too. Sweep the arms overhead, biceps in line with the ears, ribs knitting down, baby being pulled up. And breathe with me, 15 breaths, we can do it. My body is strong. And so is my baby. I believe in my body's capacity. Sit back in those heels. Lift up through the chest. I'm with you, I'm trembling. Last 5. Last breath. And inhale to stand. Shake it out. Shake out the legs. We did it. Great, great posture to build perseverance. Build that sustaining capacity to stick with it, right? Okay. Come to the side of your mat for dynamic goddess pose. Please take a much shorter stance than you normally would because so much is moving around. A key thing that we can experience is pelvic instability. So notice we've done a lot of symmetrical postures here today, nothing asymmetrical yet. So this is another one where we can build our strength in the legs while keeping the pelvis as even and neutral as possible, right? But a wider leg stance is going to compromise that possibly. So shorter stance with me. Feet at a 45-degree angle. Yeah? Firm those legs. And we'll take 10 dynamic versions of goddess pose. and then hold for 10 breaths. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, goddess pose. Knees traction back here, okay? Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Five more. Last two. Last one and hold. 10 breaths. Chest broad, elbows back, knees back. Hug baby in. You're doing great. My body is strong and so is my baby. I believe in my capacity. I believe in my strength. Last 5 breaths. Last 2. Last 1. Inhale to stand firm those legs. Whew, we are powerful. Take a moment before you move. Slowly start to heel toe the feet in, and we are making our way towards the ground now. Yay. Okay. If you've got a blanket, please set it up so that you can sit on the edge. If you've got a bolster, set it up in front of you. And if you have 2 blocks, you can also have those set up too. These are really optional. So is the blanket, all of it's optional. We're moving into double pigeon, which is a really great stretch for the hips, okay? So if you're using all of the props like me, you're sitting on the edge of the blanket and your bolster is far enough away to make room for your belly. So we're gonna keep the right heel hugged in towards the groin and lift the left shin so that it rests on the edge of the bolster here. So we want that shin parallel with the edge of the bolster. Flex the left foot here. Sit up nice and tall. Really lengthen through your spine and then hinge forward. So if you want to add blocks here at the edge, you can put your hands on these blocks. You don't need the bolster, you don't need the blocks. So if you aren't using any of this, same setup, and you'll hinge forward, keeping the spine nice and long. So we'll be here for about a minute or 2, and then we'll switch sides. Invitation to close your eyes. Thank yourself for showing up. Knowing that throughout pregnancy, we experience so many changes and therefore our practices could possibly waver. I know I barely practiced in the first trimester. I did a lot of yoga nidra. I walked a lot in my second trimester, and I'm sort of walking in my third. I didn't love yoga asana as much during my pregnancy as I thought, so I've been doing more Pilates, and walking has really been my key practice as well as meditation. And so it's totally normal for your practice to change and for it to be very seasonal based on the life stage that you're navigating. And there's no guilt or shame or judgment around it. It is what it is. 45 more seconds. Softly inhaling and exhaling. Last 3 breaths. And start to walk the hands back towards your body. Sit up nice and tall. Take a whole breath here. Feels so good, right? Okay, switch it up. Left heel towards the groin. Pick the right leg up or set it in front of you. If you're not using your bolster, you can even use 2 blocks or pillows underneath your leg if you don't have a bolster. Really anything just to create some height for yourself. And again, really lift and lengthen through the spine and hinge forward. Notice if there's any adjustments that you need on this side. You might not hinge as far forward. That's what I'm feeling in my body. And we're here for 2 minutes. Settle in. Close those eyes. Connect with your breath. Connect with this capable, beautiful, magnificent, strong body. Connect with your baby. I believe in my changing body. I believe in my baby. Lengthening through the spine here. Last 3 breaths. Open the eyes if they're closed. Start to walk yourself back in space. Sit upright. Take a moment, pause. And if you've got the bolster, set it off to the side. And I do want to quickly show what it would look like without the bolster. And I apologize for not walking through that more clearly. Double pigeon is normally shin parallel with the front of the mat, and ankles and knees are stacked. And if you've got this big gap here, you can place a block between your knee and ankle that aren't connecting, and then hinge forward like this. In this position, the belly really doesn't have a lot of room. That's why we used a bolster to help us create more space so that belly can soften while chest stays nice and lengthened. So in the future, know that this is another variation, not as much room for the belly though. Okay, coming into 𝗓𝗔 staying on the edge of your blanket, and we'll take a wide-legged variation. So extend the right leg straight out, active, toes are curling back towards the face here. And then bring this left sole of the foot right around the knee. Normally we bring it all the way into the groin, but again, we're making space for baby. So sit up nice and tall. Find that vertebral space and then hinge forward and really take the leg as wide as you need to so that the belly has room. And if you've got your blocks, you can place them in front of you. And we are finding a very subtle twisting action with the torso reaching over the right leg. Spine long, lower body rooting down. You might feel this stretch in the left back region, your 𝗬𝗏 muscle. If it's too much of a sensation, you can decrease the rotation, that twisting action. Really tuning in. What is my body telling me here? And my body saying, you are too twisted, girlfriend. So often, if we were practicing before this, and we come into postures where we used to have an entirely different experience and the shape looked wildly different as well, we think, oh, I can get into that. And then you're like, no, wait, I can't do that. It's not feeling good, right? This is a season. It will pass. Right now, savoring this moment, this miracle that's happening, this sacred relationship that we're building here together. 10 more breaths. Close those eyes, draw inward. Last 5. And last one. Sigh on the exhale. Beautiful. Walk yourself to an upright posture, and we're switching it up. So draw the right leg in, left leg extends long. Activate this left leg, flex the toes. Again, sole of the right foot is about halfway up the body. And sitting bones are rooting down, spine is reaching high. Inhale and exhale to hinge as far as you want to today, as you need to, I should say. Find those blocks if you're using them. Really subtle twist so that the torso faces the left extended leg. And we're here for about 20 breaths together. The biggest thing is spine is staying lengthened. Hamstring on the left leg is getting a subtle stretch here. The right 𝗬𝗏 muscle is feeling a soft, subtle stretch too. And you can really go as far down as feels good for your body, right? Last 5 breaths. My body is strong and so is my baby. I believe in this changing body. Last breath together, sigh on the exhale. And slowly lifting the chest so that you're upright again. Take a whole breath here. And meet me in a seated posture, please. You can sit on the edge of a blanket, bolster or block. One hand to heart, one hand to the belly. Sit up nice and tall. This is our final posture. And as we seal the practice, I will read us a blessing by 𝗪𝗪𝗶𝗲, a threshold blessing for a mother-to-be. Roots down, crown lifted, chest broad, hands connecting to belly and heart, softly breathing, strengthening that connection with baby. A blessing for a mother-to-be. Nothing could have prepared your heart to open like this. From beyond the skies and the stars, this echo arrived inside you and started to pulse with life. Each beat a tiny act of growth, traversing all our ancient shapes on its way home to itself. Once it began, you were no longer your own, a new, more courageous you offering itself in a new way to a presence you can sense, but you have not yet seen or known. It has made you feel alone in a new way you never knew before. Everyone else sees only from the outside what you feel and feed with every fiber of your being. Never have you traveled farther inward, where words and thoughts become half light, unable to reach the fund of brightness, strengthening inside the night of your womb. Like some primeval moon, your soul brightens, the tides of essence that flow to your child. You know your life has changed forever, for in all the days and years to come, distance will never be able to cut you off from the one you now carry for 9 months under your heart. May you be blessed with quiet confidence that destiny will guide you and mind you. May the emerging spirit of your child imbibe encouragement and joy from the continuous music of your heart, so that I can grow with ease, expectant of wonder and welcome when its form is fully filled. And it makes its journey out to see you and settle at last, relieved and glad in your arms. A blessing by 𝗪𝗪𝗶𝗲. So taking a final breath here. And sweeping the arms out to the sides. Palms touch overhead and hug them down through heart center. We'll close with the unifying collective vibration of Om. Inhale to prepare. Reset breath. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. What a beautiful practice. So many great postures. And I do have to share that this practice, the sequence was designed by Sarah Ezrin from Yoga International, which we've linked to and cited in the description below. And I want to thank all of you for showing up and sharing your practice with me and this mama-to-be yoga community. Now, if you like the way I teach, feel free to dive even deeper and download my Yoga Reset Guide. It is a 7-step journey through the chakra system to recenter your body, mind, and soul. And it includes on the mat yoga asana classes, which you might need to save for after baby arrives. But there's also incredible energy aligning exercises that include meditations, mantras, and mudras, as well as self-reflection journal prompts and affirmations too. So to get that guide, you can click the link in the description below. We'll send it straight to your inbox. Thank you so much for joining me. Please also utilize and leverage the other prenatal classes on my channel to support you throughout your pregnancy journey. And don't forget to subscribe too. All right, I'll meet you back here, mamas, for another class together. And now the real work begins. We take what we've cultivated on the mat, this belief in our bodies and our babies and our strength, and we take it off the mat and apply it to our daily lives.